Anyway. As I was saying, when your landlord feels the same way that you do, that they don't want to be responsible for fixing stuff, or they hire a property management and the property management is not on top of their job for whatever reason, it doesn't even matter, because the bottom line is you're not getting taken care of like you should be. I actually know someone who renting a house, had a fire in the house. They did have renter's insurance. So with the renter's insurance, they relocate. I don't know if it's part of the renter's insurance or part of the lease. I don't know. But they're part of whichever one it is, they're relocating the tenant due to the fire. Well, the tenant has to communicate with the property manager and the adjuster so that they can assess the damages and get everything done that they need to get done in order to process that claim and get her relocated into another place. And they was sent money from, I can't think of the name of the organization, but they were sent the money to relocate the tenant, but they still hadn't relocated the tenant. So the tenant, along with her family, is like at friends' house, at hotels, and like displaced. If you owned your home and you had a fire and you had insurance that covered the fire, all of that would have been taken care of. It wouldn't have been, you wouldn't have had that middleman of like the property manager is the middleman. You wouldn't have had the middleman. You would have simply filed your claim, got everything taken care of. It would have been your responsibility. And the good part about that being your responsibility is you would have controlled the process for the most part. Ain't telling people to buy houses, and you definitely don't have to buy it with me. But rethink that whole mindset of, I don't want the responsibility. How you don't want the responsibility to like, I know several people who are renters, and all of a sudden the landlord just decided to raise the rent, or the landlord decided to sell the property, and then the tenant get to be they the last one to know, and now you got a last minute move. So now you thrown out into this crazy market, and then you wind up because of your time frame that you have to go, you wind up having to settle for something that you really don't want and overpay for it. I've had a couple people test the system, and they like, well, you can't evict me. They got evicted. So now you got eviction on your record, and now you're really having a hard time finding a place. I think people need to rethink it. And as a realtor, when I am educating people, a lot of people's mindset is stuck until they actually get thrown into it, and then it's like, this is crazy, and you like, I told you it was crazy. This is where we at. I am simply the messenger. This is where we are today. The criteria for renting has changed a lot. Like, you almost have to qualify the same for a rent as you do a mortgage, just about. By the time you get finished paying the application fee, the deposit, the first month's rent, the cleaning, like, you got all these fees you got to pay. One friend said to me, the place that he was looking at renting, when they was done with all the fees, it was going to cost him about $5,000 to move into the place. I was like, are you military and you don't want to buy your own house? That $5,000 could have got you in your own house. He's like, I'm like, okay. I am not telling anyone what to do because it's your decision. But boy, we got to think about this. We got to think about it before we just jump on the bandwagon of, I don't want the responsibility of owning my own home. You need to look at the perks. The fact that you can, like, if you already used to paying rent, you could pay a mortgage. And if you have a hardship with your mortgage, you can leverage your house. Your house can help you. Having a mortgage can help you if you you fall on hard times. With renting, if you fall on hard times, guess what? You mess around and be the homeless. You can be the homeless with a mortgage too. If you're not responsible, like, if you pretty much, for the most part, you take care of business, but something just for instance, like if a spouse lose their job, or like you have maybe some months where your finances is upside down. Depending upon how long you've been in your house, you could take equity out of your house, pay off your debt. You could remodify your loan, get a lower payment. Like, there are different things that are available to you being an owner versus being a renter. And I don't know about you, but I would just be completely frustrated if I was paying somebody else's mortgage and I can't even get them to come over and fix the loose toilet, or the sink is stopped up, or the grass is tall. Now, frankly, if I was a renter, I would cut my own grass and I would fix stuff if it went wrong, just because I need a peace of mind. But everybody don't think like that. But anywho, that's my 4 cents for the day. I made it home, and I will see y'all on the next go round.